do something about it. And then almost nothing happens.
They say to themselves in the dark, it's only a crime if you don't wear a tie. We keep them all busy paying their fines. In the epiphany, light up the spark. You know what they say to themselves in the dark. It's only a crime if you don't wear a tie.
Seniors are the fastest growing segment of the homeless population.
And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say,
now they're looking at your vote, they're looking at your anger, and they're moving to apprehend those who say something in anger.
Increasingly by choice or by accident, this is the role our nation has taken, the role of those who make peaceful revolution impossible by refusing to give up the privileges and the pleasures that come from the immense profits of overseas investments.
It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. Oh, what a beautiful dream. Oh, and he plays pretend. It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. Oh, what a beautiful dream. And he plays pretend. It's in his head, it's in his head. He wishes he could fix what's in his head, what's in his head. He breaks his heart in every dream where they both kiss underneath the sheets. What what a beautiful dream.
gain plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, 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 Riverboat Jack. That's what I'm talking about. First time singing the song, it's from Riverboat Jack. Shout out. I don't know what I'm doing really, but I got passion. And that's what it's about. It's all about passion. Where she streams, all that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, 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 Riverboat Jack.
No, it's gonna play like where we can throw up Immogene Olivia.
We probably don't want to have that up the whole time because it's
Yeah.
just your butt really big.
I mean, we'll scroll down. I probably can't show it.
thing, yeah, probably can't show it. Also, it doesn't look that good anymore. It
But-
looked better before I had to make certain changes for the copyright situation.
There we go. But I do want to like throw this on screen so that we can be like, go, you can sign up.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Who?
We're here. Hello.
Clarice.
Guys, Clarice is spelled Clarisse.
I'm just trying to figure out how I would say that though.
Clerics.
I think it's Clarice.
It might be an
Clarice?
maybe alternate spelling of cleric. Clerics.
Clericsy.
Yeah.
Clericsy.
Hello,
That'll be
everyone.
my next very obnoxious D&D character if you kill my robot.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How we doing? Can you hear us all right? There you go. You nailed it, Erica.
Yes.
Hello. Is she going to explain everything?
No.
Going to explain some things?
No. Also, that
Oh.
was Clarissa who explained it all, not me.
But hello, everybody. Hello, Paladin Lost. Hello, Get the Fluffy One. Hello, Danger Days. Hello, Cute Dark Arts. Hello, Banana Brains. Hello, John Bogardus. Hello, Clarice.
It's me.
That's the love of my life right there. Hello, Steve Dories. Hello, Underground Uncle. Hello, Jason Kelly. Hello, Shaw Maniacal, the Shamanite. Hello, Zell Rex. Hello, Firecrafted Gaming. Hello, Erica. Hello, Olive Ryder. Hello, Salmon Moose. Hello, Superjet Guy. Hello, Fox of Fate. Hello, Snuggle Kitten. Hello, Ember Brains. Hello, Sweet Blasphemy. Hello, Temporal Wizard. Hello, Punky Gal. Hello, Shark Nation. Hello, everyone. Hello, Asuka. Hello, Quiet Kitsune. Hello, Web Mage. Hello, Bastion. Hello, Axolotls with Cream. Hello. Folks, We're here to talk about bras and undies and how to look cute in them and all the things related to Immogene, Olivia. You've been working so hard on it, and I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
And it's happening.
It is finally happening, yes.
So, like, what? Why did we have to do this?
Well, that part is your story.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That part's your story because you bought that underwear.
Yeah, so Immogene Olivia really got started because I bought some fancy underwear because I wanted to look impressive for my partner, and it did not fit, despite the fact that it, by all of the metrics they were writing about, it just did not fit my body. And I was really fucking sad about it. And Clarice saw how sad I was and was like, well, surely some company out there, makes underwear that fits trans ladies, trans femmes. And then we embarked on a journey together where we searched high and low for different companies that could actually make trans femme lingerie, like underwear that looks good, looks sexy, and feels good, and like feels empowering. Like we wanted to do that, and we went through how many different ones did we go through?
I showed you options from, I don't know, several dozen things where I was like, well, this is supposed to be more accommodating, or this comes in a larger band size. And then we actually ordered probably from like 6 different companies. They were supposed to be like gender inclusive.
Yeah. And like gender inclusive doesn't need to mean it looks like neutral.
Which was what we found everything we were ordering did. Or we had to order from websites that were like cross-dressing sissy sites, which wasn't a super fun shopping experience.
No.
And also when they came, they were really narrow in the hip, and they were really cheap, itchy, like Spirit Halloween level quality.
And some of them also just didn't fit.
Yeah, they were really narrow.
Yeah.
Like their largest size was very narrow. Like they were not expecting you.
They were made for twinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, I wound up trying on.
We found some things that fit.
Yeah.
But they looked like purple Homer Simpson panties.
Yeah, they felt fine on my body, but they did not feel cute. And also, like, I described them to you as purple Homer Simpson panties, and I genuinely don't know where that phrase came from in my mind, but I think it conveys the image.
I couldn't unsee it. It was an accurate read on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like the vast majority of stuff that's out there.
I did get to see you try on a lot of panties, though.
You did get to see me try on a lot
and
of
panties. And the panties weren't good, but you looked good.
But yeah, so ultimately Clarice was just like, fine, I'll make panties.
And I was gonna just make them for you.
Yeah.
I was like, I know how to sew. I went to lingerie school. I can make you panties.
Yeah.
And then we realized other people also might be looking for those and want to feel beautiful and fancy in their underwear too.
Yeah, because like we looked at a lot of the options that were out there, and like the closest we could find was a brand that had launched and then gone under specifically because it was catering to like cis women standards, like cis women sizing.
Yeah, well,
can you talk a little bit more about that?
I mean, there was a brand that infamously made underwear for trans women maybe like 10 years ago now that had very tiny sizing. So it was it was not very inclusive in its sizing. And was all for tucking and wasn't very cute.
No.
But mostly it just they were kind of like, well, if you don't fit into these, then this isn't for you. Like, this is only for a certain size and a certain aesthetic of trans women. So it was not inclusive of the many different like sizes that a woman can be. And it was, one of those brands that's like, if you're not like a size extra small, we don't want you to purchase from us, which is a thing a lot of lingerie brands for cis women do as well.
Yeah. And like you and your job on your end, I think at the same time we were doing like looking at this, you were like encountering a lot of trans people who felt similar to me, right?
Oh, once I started working at the store.
Yeah.
And yes. Yep, and who were coming in looking for garments and needing to be fitted for corsets or fitted for bras. And so that was great because I got to take a lot of measurements of people, and that really helped with our product development.
Yeah.
And helped with having people come in and talk to me about what they were looking for in their undergarments and what wasn't working for them, and how they were feeling about their undergarments. So just getting that sizing information and getting kind of like what those pain points are for people when shopping definitely was helpful.
Yeah. And so basically we were like, okay, you went to one of the best lingerie design schools in the world, has like has like an acceptance rate lower than like Ivy League schools. And like, you have the skills, you have the talent, you've been learning about this stuff, and like, we're like, let's make this happen. You hated your old job.
I did hate teaching.
and so like we started doing this, and like I'm saying like we, but it's mostly you. It's mostly you. I help a little bit.
So the work of it is mostly me in terms of like sitting down and sewing and, creating the things. But the heart of it is you. Like you are the entire reason for its existence, and you're the fit model, and you're like, when it's really hard work and it feels like it's too hard, like you're the reason I keep waking up to Business Boy.
Yeah.
So you are not a small part of this.
Yeah. And like, for my part, like, as I've done this show, like, I see, a lot of my community is trans people, and I see a lot of trans folk in my chat on a day-to-day basis who, they hear about this idea and they're like, oh, I want that, because there's nothing around that works for me. And so, we've been working to try and get as many different sizes. Maybe you can talk a little bit about like the sizing differences, because like, I think a lot of trans femmes in particular we beat ourselves up because we don't fit into like cis norms when it comes to sizing. And like, there are a lot of cis women who don't fit into cis norms too. And like, it is one thing that I learned from you that I think is really important, and I wish other people would learn, is that it is not your fault for not fitting into things. It's 99.9% of the time the garment's fault.
Yep.
Because they are built around very like strict sizing, and we're trying to alleviate that a little bit. Maybe you can talk about that a bit.
Sure. So one of the things that we made sure we had was a wider gusset.
Yeah, we actually have.
Yes, we do have them.
Have it here.
So can you see it? It's black, so that's hard. So sort of that center front part is wider, which is something that doesn't fit for a lot of cis women too, because it just kind of like rides up, causes chafing.
Is that called the gusset?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the polite term for that. And that is one of the differences, is that is created wider. One of them has sort of a smoothing feature of a stretchy nylon. The other one's just...
And if you hold it up closer to the camera, I think people can see it a bit more.
And the other one is just a super soft tensile cotton, which is very accommodating. So one of the differences, of course, is that it can accommodate different people's bits. And then with the band size...
Well, just to stay on that for a bit. So like we wanted panties that could fit like trans bodies, regardless of whether they were like pre-op, non-op, post-op. So whatever stage you are at, or wherever you are with your transition, you can wear these, and like it's accommodating for all kinds of different bits without compromising kind of on that feminine edge.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then with the bras, we made sure it was available in a larger band size, because that is one of the difficulties of bras for a lot of women, is that they come just in a very narrow range of band sizes. And if you want to size up the band, the brands automatically assume you want to like drastically size up the cup as well. And if you are starting puberty later in life, you aren't going to necessarily need to size up the cup, even though you are going to have like an adult size band. So having something that would accommodate like a smaller bust size and a larger band as an option was another key point we wanted to have. And you found they were comfy, right?
It was so like I'm not even like fronting because I'm like a part of this. Like I tried it on.
We weren't going to make it if it wasn't comfy.
Yeah, but I tried it on this first sample that we got, and I wore it for like an entire day. And usually when I take off a bra, there's kind of like that moment of like relief, like, I'm free, kind of like a, I don't know, relief, I guess that is the word for it. But this it felt great being on, and I didn't feel like a sense of relief taking it off. It was just kind of like, this is just a comfortable thing to have on my body.
Because we've found bras that can fit you, but they are not your size. Like we measured you, we took your sizes. The bras you've been wearing were not your size.
No.
They were a larger cup and a narrower band, and you were able to fit into the bras just fine. They look fabulous on you, but you were having those like red, painful marks at the end of the day. The back band was riding up. And if your bra is fitting properly, it should not be hurting.
Yep.
So these are hopefully going to help people just have bras that are cute and also comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you looked really cute in your other bras, but they were cutting off your circulation.
Well, and yeah, they're like, exactly. I see someone in chat, as a gal with a big rib cage and small boobs, I'm excited for the bras. And yeah, like the idea of this is to market towards trans femmes, but if you're a cis person with like similar issues, like have at it. It's not supposed to be exclusive in any way or form. And I'm wearing one of the bralettes. Yep. So it looks great. Yes. Cis women can also wear it. It's true. So yeah, the sizing has worked well, and like we've been slowly getting together all of like the pieces from around like the world. Like we literally looked worldwide at where could we get fabrics, where could we find like the technology, because one of the things that you told me, I think early on, was that like a lot of the mainstream kind of underwear companies, they size along the same lines. And one of the things they do is they take one fit model, yep, and then they do what's called grading up from there, where basically they mathematically just enlarge it, but that's just not how human bodies work.
Yeah, your analogy was that's like if you had a great like little wooden bridge over the creek in your town, you can't just make that bigger and you have the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yep.
Like you can't just scale up infinitely and have the same functionality. You're going to need different kinds of fitting, different kinds of pattern making, different scales and proportions for different bodies. So that is why we are currently going small to 2X, because we are starting with Jack's size in the middle and grading up and down from there. But we do want to go up to 6X, but we will need a fit model who wears either 4, 5, or 6X so we can grade more accurately from a fit model as opposed to just making a larger size bra, making sure that there's enough support, making sure that things are fitting where we want them to, not pinching, not sliding off. So having the actual bodies of the people who are going to wear the garments makes a really big difference in fit. And that is a big reason why a lot of the bras weren't fitting you.
Yep.
And why we can't just make infinite sizes off of one model.
Yeah.
So if you wear those sizes and would like to volunteer your measurements, let us know.
And what were those sizes again? 4X, 5X, 6X?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you want to know more about exactly what sizes we're meaning, you can send us a message and we will.
Yeah, send us a message with like your measurements, and we'll figure it out. Because we need those reference models. I had talked about like there being an issue with like knowing how much to order of everything, and you were like, no, it's the reference model.
Yeah, because we certainly could order those, but if we're just making this bra bigger, that's not necessarily going to be with the shoulder strap that's going to be comfortable, or the placement that's going to be comfortable. This may not be the most comfortable spot in the back. We may want to make this 4 hooks and eyes. So really trying it on a body, making those adjustments is going to be the way to get an actual well-fitting plus size garment.
Well, Salmon Moose, it will probably be like it'll probably depend on what your measurements are. So the other day, I wasn't kidding. Message me your measurements.
Yes, please.
And we will figure it out. And yeah, do we have like what else? What else? I know the other day people were asking about colors.
We will of course have colors. We are just doing like a small like one style first run. Like this is just me in our basement like making it happen.
Yeah, Salmon Moose wants to know how does one take their measurements?
Okay. That we can do. I'll go pause it. I'll go get a measuring tape.
Pause it. Okay. BRB.
I'm sure I have a measuring tape in my bag.
Yeah, we'll get the measuring tape.
Why is that video showing?
It's not on the screen. Don't worry. We're really packed together right next to a really big desk, so it is awkward to get in and out of this little corner, to say the least. But yeah, start hitting us up with questions. All right.
You're gonna be my model?
Sure.
Okay. So, for bras, the info you will want. You can paste them if you want to bend over. That is fun for you, but doesn't really help us take your measurements.
What do you need me to do?
Stand up.
Okay.
Okay. Now they can't see your head.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crouch down or something. Sit. Okay. This is awkward. I think we should do this a different way.
Nope, we're doing it
so
live.
One measurement is going to be that underbust measurement. So kind of downward, just below the boobs where the bottom of your bra would usually sit. For that and for all the measurements, you're going to want to make sure that your measuring tape is parallel to the floor. And that is going to be your under bust measurement. You're also going to want the over bust measurement. So you're going to go right across that part of the boobs with the most volume. Again, parallel to the floor. You can put your arms down now. And then, not for fitting a bra, but for purposes of like strap placement, because we're designing them, you're going to want to also send like apex to apex, they call it. It's generally like from one of your nipples to the other, but that sort of like fullest part of the bust from one side to the other.
Yeah.
And then for panties, you're going to do waist.
Oh.
So again, right around the waist, parallel to the floor. A high hip, which is going to be 3 inches down from that waist measurement. And then a low hip, which is 7 inches down. That would be the general measurements that would be helpful to have. And then as we start making things, we kind of try those on.
Do you measure with or without a bra on? Without, right?
If you are fitting to buy a bra online, sometimes you'll want to measure with the bra on. But for these purposes, I would say without a bra on is going to be most helpful. Because I want like body measurements in order to design the bra to fit your body instead of to fit whatever bra you've been wearing that may or may not be comfortable yet.
Yeah, and with whether you use inches or centimeters, we can convert it. It's fine.
I can certainly use inches or centimeters. I have no preference with either. I mean, centimeters are definitively better units of measure, but I am in the US, so I do also know inches.
There we go. Do you want to scooch a little closer?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for being my fit model.
You're welcome. I'll be your fit model live or offline,
It's more fun offline.
Oh. And let's see. So that's how you do sizing.
Yep. And we'll have like a diagram on the website as we start building that out as well.
Yeah, we'll have a diagram. Maybe we'll even make like a video.
Yeah, we'll make a video where we didn't just awkwardly try to figure out how cameras work.
Yeah, with us like standing up, so I don't have to like do a wall sit while you try and measure me.
Yes,
that was really hard. Are these made by hand or are they commissioned out of a different company?
They are made by hand, but not my hands.
Yeah.
So they are made by people, as all garments are, but we do have a manufacturing partner. I made the prototypes myself, but then found a company that has equipment and like access to better production than me in my basement.
Yeah, because the goal is to be able to do not just like seamstress work where you're like doing each one by hand. The goal is to be able to have like a system that can make, it sounds wild, but like make one for every trans femme in America. Everyone who wants one should be able to get one, and like two hands can only make so many bras.
Yeah, I've done like custom and seamstress work before, and your amount of production is much lower.
Yeah,
like you have to physically make every one, and that's great for an Etsy store or like couture price points, but I'm not that fast at sewing.
Salmon Moose says, but I'm in Australia.
Salmon Moose is in Australia.
That is true. We will make sure you get one.
We will figure out something specifically for Salmon Moose.
Yes.
Also, did you respond to Salmon Moose about web design stuff?
Oh yes, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, cool.
let's see, what materials are they being made out of?
Okay. So our lace is a nylon and spandex, so it has really good stretch and recovery to it and is also soft. The bras have a cotton lining. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, like gotta be like right here.
And the comfort fit is just 2 layers of a tensile cotton, which is a super soft, high stretch fabric.
It's like a proprietary cotton. It's like a super cotton.
Tensile is a proprietary fiber, and then it's blended with cotton.
There we go.
And then the smoothing fit has that same super soft tensile lyocell inside, and then a sort of high stretch nylon elastane or spandex blend. So lots of nylon, lots of cotton, lots of stretch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also the bra, I want to emphasize this, the bra is technically a bralette.
Mhm.
It is not, it does not have an underwire, but it gives a really nice shape and amount of support without feeling kind of like you're caged in.
And it does have some boning on the sides to help kind of like push and support, but no underwire. We will have underwire in future designs, but we kind of wanted to gather a little more sizing data before doing underwire, because underwire needs really specific fit.
Yeah, and
Yes, boning.
and also the boning isn't metal, right? The boning is like a durable plastic. Yeah. So really important, don't throw these in the dryer.
Don't ever throw any of your undergarments, not because of the boning, but because just don't put them in the dryer.
I mean,
the dryer will snag your lace, it will shrink your elastics. You know those little like white speckles you get in your exercise pants?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the elastic fibers getting brittle in the heat and just snapping. And then you start getting that like weird saggy look. Just don't put ever, not just underwear from us, but like any underwear you like, unless you just hate that underwear and you want vengeance upon it, do not put it in the dryer.
Yeah. You sent me a rough draft of our of the labels that are going in there.
Yep.
Today, and it was just one of the labels you wrote for the rough draft was just, "Stop throwing me in the dryer, you bitches," or something like that.
I mean, that's not what the garment label
No,
says.
it's not.
I just needed to see spacing, but yes, do not put them in the dryer.
Do not throw my box. I mean, if you want to throw your boxers in the dryer, go for it.
If you hate them, yeah.
I throw some of like my everyday underwear in the dryer, but if it's like a relatively nice bra that you want to keep for a long time, don't throw it in the dryer.
I have never put any underwear in the dryer.
Yeah.
One time, someone else put some of my underwear in the dryer, and they shrunk in weird ways, and I wept.
Yeah.
Broke up with them.
But what you have to do is you hang it to dry.
You can lay it flat. You can like put it on a hanger. You can get like one of those little clip things for drying clothes, but just never the dryer. Like dryers are not friends of your clothes. And really, like honestly, even t-shirts that you love, like any garment that is precious to you, do not put in the dryer.
Yeah.
Bra bags are not a thing. Do not do that. That is bad advice. Don't put things in a bra bag. Hand wash your bras. You do not have to wash your bras every time you wear them.
We actually are going to be selling like lingerie cleaner on the site.
No, we're not.
We're not?
I don't think so we are.
Oh.
I don't know.
I thought we were.
Like possibly someday.
That's so.
Maybe.
I thought you really wanted people to be able to wash their bras.
We might
stuff.
do that someday.
Okay.
But from now, we'll probably just have like a little blog that you write telling people where they can buy that readily from other people.
Okay.
But yeah.
But yeah, there is like it's really easy. You just like wash them by hand gently. You can get like a lingerie cleaner.
Hanging clothes to dry in a studio apartment is still a thing. I have definitely lived in a studio apartment and I hung my clothes to dry. You just hang them over the doorknobs, hang them over the shower rod. You can open all your cupboards and hang them on the cupboard pulls. But if you like your clothes,
and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be everything, but your bras
anything
for
you
sure.
Don't like, put in the dryer. If you order bras from us and you hate them, put them in the dryer. That's fine. But just if you like your clothes and you want them to last, because it sucks replacing your clothes. I don't recommend dryers.
I mean, the only thing we're telling you is that if you put a bra into a dryer, it's going to ruin the bra. That is all we're saying. If we're not shaming you if you want to do that,
you can do it.
We're just letting you know it will damage the material.
Even sports bras.
Yeah, and guess what? I dry my sports bras in the dryer.
I do not.
But I'm just letting you know, when we're talking about a bra like this, especially with the boning, the heat is going to destroy this boning. And I know that
it's gonna warp it.
Because I have had bras that have this, and if you wash it in the dryer, or if you dry it in the dryer, it will ruin this bra. Which is why we're trying to say, don't do that. We're going to have to agree to disagree, trust the fashion people for fashion advice. I mean, yeah.
And I do have some things like pajama pants. T-shirts I'm not very fond of.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Socks. I put my socks in the dryer. So yeah, I do put some things in the dryer. Towels, sheets. I'm not line drying my sheets. We don't live in a place where we can line dry anything. I just have things just laying over radiators and hanging over the shower bar. I don't have some sort of picturesque backyard drying situation.
Will there be a conversion table from US sizes to Australian sizes? That I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's very doable.
Okay.
It'll have sort of measurements for the sizes, and we'll make sure we have inches and centimeters.
Let's see.
Dryers are not inherently bad for towels and sheets and things that you don't have space.
Oh my god,
it's fine.
Oh my god, guys! If you want to use the dryer, it's your house. We're just trying to tell you what it's going to do to the material.
Yep.
That.
You can do it if you want.
She literally has a degree in what that will do to the material. We're just telling you what it's going to do, and you can do it whatever you want. You bought the clothing.
It is.
We're not trying to shame you. We're just letting you know how the materials react to that heat. I don't it's not even an opinion. She went to one of the best schools that explains exactly what happens to textiles.
It's a fact that it will damage your clothing. Whether or not you care is not my business. You can do what you want to your clothing, but the fact is anything with stretch or elastic or lace will get damaged in a dryer.
Yep. Yeah, Little Morphine Annie. I don't dry a lot of my clothes for the same reasons y'all are discussing. Yeah. And I dried a lot of my clothes in the dryer for my entire life. Then I met you and I was like, oh, that explains why I went through so many cute things that I can no longer wear anymore. My dryer was destroying them. Okay.
Thank you, brains.
Yeah, also, bras are really expensive. Don't go throwing that money in the dryer. You all know what happens to money in the dryer.
Actually, I think that probably comes out better. I have accidentally put money in the dryer and accidentally put underwear in the dryer, and the money fared better.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Do we have any other questions?
No boning in the dryer.
No boning in the dryer. It's true. I know some of you may have seen videos to the contrary, but
Yep.
no boning in the dryer. It's not comfy and cozy. But stepbrother. Clarice just admitting to laundering money on stream. Yeah. Hey, young black economist. Been a hot minute. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see. The monkey fares worse. Yeah, if you put a monkey in a dryer, it's not going to end well. Let's see. What other questions we got? Colors. Did we cover colors?
We are doing a small first run in black, but there will be colors. Like, we're not just going to make one bra and panty set forever. First season in black because it goes with everything.
And can you explain like the concept of seasons in like lingerie? That might not necessarily translate.
Seasons is just when you release new product. They can sometimes be summer, fall, winter, spring. Sometimes there's, holiday season.
My stepsister,
resort
not by
season.
blood, is trapped in the dryer wearing the bralette. If I agitate her back and forth to help get her out, will it damage the lingerie?
Yes. Yes. It will.
Thank you for the $10 dono.
It will
Paladin.
damage the lingerie. The lingerie, in fact, will just disintegrate upon any such use. It's a defense mechanism built into all lingerie. Do not do it.
And so, when we're looking at seasons, I think I saw someone ask earlier in stream about enhancing fit.
Yes. So that will be coming in the next season. We will just be doing some more fittings to make sure that we are liking how that fits, but we wanted to get these two out now so we can get some underwear on some people, and the enhancing fit will be one that has, a little bit of lift and shaping in the lingerie bottoms, and that will be coming soon.
Yeah, so then we will have, for kind of our future lines, we'll be looking at kind of the comfort fit, the smoothing fit, which kind of keeps all of your bits in without the need to tuck.
Yeah, it's not a gaff. It's not tucking lingerie.
Do you think we'll ever make a gaff?
I mean, I think that there's lots that are already available.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not really something that people are needing as much.
Yeah.
It's like a comfortable lingerie, but if there is a big demand for it, like, we could. But
so when it
something
comes
that
to your lingerie
fits
in the
comfortably
dryer,
without
would you
tucking
say,
was
just
harder
say
for
no,
you to find, and that's what we're focusing on now.
Oni-chan?
No, Oni-chan? Something along those lines. Yeah, Paladin.
I would not say that, but you could say that.
How many hooks are on the bra? That's a great question. Let's show it unhooked here real quick. So it has 4 different settings, as you can see, with 3 different hooks. So that it has a lot of versatility.
Yes.
So that's kind of the vision, is that we'd have the comfort fit, the smoothing fit, and then kind of an enhancing fit for folks who want to like make a bigger deal about their bits, depending on how you feel or want to present yourself. We'll have versions with packer straps for the trans masks who want cute lingerie.
That is something that I would love for us to be able to add in the future. So that is definitely on our future plans, but it's probably not going to be the first couple of garments we make.
But it might be like
But like that,
fourth season or something.
yeah, and seasons are just going to be for us when we get new product, because we're not a big company with, I don't know, marketing team
Or a
and,
warehouse
like,
where we could just sit on product for a
yeah,
long
or
time.
and like, I don't know, stockholders who we have to deliver reports to. Like, it's just us.
Yeah.
So after a couple of runs when we are able to expand more, like that is definitely something we would like to include.
As seasons go on, any socks?
I mean,
I hadn't considered like socks, but maybe we could do some like programmer socks. We could have like the programmer set.
what's a program?
Oh, the trans programming socks.
Are these different?
Oh, those are the thigh high socks.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yes, I have seen
like a
those.
set kind of oriented around like slutty trans programmer.
Oh, in that case,
I love that idea.
yes, we did already have some little preliminary sketches for the socks, and I did start like sourcing places we could get those slutty socks, mostly because I just really like seeing Jack wear them. So for my own personal reasons, yes.
Psycho Salad, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you and Clarice forming an LLC? Well, you already did.
Yeah. Yes, we did that.
Yeah, Immogene Olivia.
Yep.
Has the line officially launched?
Nope, we are in production.
So we sent in the order earlier this week, and now the factory is it's going.
Yeah.
They're making the product.
We got our labels in.
Yep.
They sent back the proofs. Like it's going.
It is happening. Like it's not a question. It's mostly like how soon can they finish making it and send it to us?
Yeah, which I mean, it takes a little time. Like
It's on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, so it will be some time because people have to make all these garments, but they are they're coming. It's happening.
Yeah.
It is not theoretical anymore.
Yep. Will you have already asked that one. Thigh highs up to the groin, please. You could probably make that happen.
That depends on your height, really.
Yeah.
If you're short, yes. If you're super tall,
yeah. Also,
I don't know where your groin is.
Also, the Immogene Olivia website that is up right now is kind of a placeholder.
Yeah, it's just a landing page. It's not going to look like this in the future.
But real quick, just going to throw this up. If you want to sign up for updates, oh my God.
And yes, that is Jack's butt. Somebody asked earlier.
It's true. I'm sorry.
What'd you do? Why'd it get so small? What's
I was trying to zoom in, but my mouse is broken. Right here, you can sign up to get updates on when
Being
things
serious
are going
now,
to change and go.
are you
be in
thinking of
stock.
making swimwear for the trans community?
Oh, good question.
Swimwear is not my area of expertise. I saw someone earlier ask about like athletic wear as well, but there is another company called Chromat that is making swimwear for the trans community, and their pieces are really fun and really lovely, and they also went to FIT, and you should support them.
And we do eventually want to carry products from other like trans inclusive or supportive brands that we agree with and like. Someone's asking, Chromat, is that with a CH or a C?
I think it has a CH. Let me double check.
Okay. Yes, my butt is technically on file with the Patent Office of the United States government.
CHROMAT.
Yeah, so One Night Heathen, you had it right. You just need a CH.
Yep. But they had not had any product last year, but I did see that they announced they are bringing back their swimwear line this summer, and they're really lovely. They're a great brand.
Salmon Moose is asking, are you taking into account apron bellies? I'm not sure what that means.
Yes, that's why we need fit models. This is why we can't just size up underwear. Send me your measurements.
Can I ask where the company that makes the clothing is based in? Yeah, it's based in China.
Yep.
Yep. So those tariffs kind of suck.
But that's also where the lace that goes into like all lingerie and the hardware and all the components come from. So even if you produce in the US, you're still having to import your materials because they just don't make those here.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring up that earlier. Like we literally like scoured the globe for like materials and like stuff like that, and like we got lace from France, and it turned out that lace from France was actually from China.
No, there was, we did find some lace from France, but it didn't have enough stretch to it.
Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah, it was beautiful, but it wasn't soft. It wasn't comfortable. It was a little itchy. So the like good quality soft stretch lace tends to be made in China.
And Geoduck Geoscience, shoot me a message on Discord with measurements, and we might be able to make that happen. Worth reiterating the ethical labor you mentioned last stream. Well, last stream. Yeah, one of the things we're always worried about, and we were talking about this prior to going live, is just like the fact that like regardless of where you get your manufacturing done, if it's in the United States, if it's elsewhere, you need to have someone checking on the ethical labor standards in the factory. Yeah. Because we were looking at manufacturing in, was it New York or LA?
We had looked at LA, and similar issues to, you know, what we've all heard of with some of the places in China can also happen here in the US, with people being undocumented and making garments against their will. So that has happened recently here in the US as well. So even if you're manufacturing in the US, if you're manufacturing in China, anywhere in the world that you're manufacturing, having someone do your inspections is really important.
And we do have like an independent woman who goes into the factories unannounced to like make sure that they are adhering to ethical labor practices.
Yep.
And she does unannounced inspections specifically so they can't just like hide any ne'er-do-well.
And she had said this factory, you know, from her visits is great. She had no concerns about the ethics or safety of this factory. So they're a smaller factory, but they are they were approved by the person we had going in, and we're going to continue working with her because she's also doing our quality control and other like, you know, visits to that factory. And someday it'd be cool if we can go, but we need to sell some underwear before we can make that trip.
Very true. And like one of the things you were talking about is that like this lady like takes pictures like of herself in the factory on a daily basis. Like she's connected to like the actual workplace.
Yeah.
Or the factory we're working with person. I hope someday you can even get to the union made option. The issue with that is that there, to my knowledge, there are a limited number of, because let's be totally honest here. This is a product that takes a lot of specialty equipment, takes a lot of specialty work. And part of the issue that you run into there is that there are only like a handful of factories on the planet that actually make bras.
Yep.
And most of them are in China or like Sri Lanka. And one of the issues with that is that they're not unionized. And it'd be great if they were, but the other option is that you find a group of seamstresses who are unionized to hand make all of your bras. But
they will not have access to, like when I was making the prototypes, do not have access to the types of machinery that they're using in these because They're wildly expensive and super specialized. So unless you are just a factory that makes only bras, you're not going to bother to invest in that kind of machinery. So a group of seamstresses isn't going to have the same type of machinery that a specialized bra manufacturer does.
Yeah. It'd be really cool if one day like these factories unionized, but
Yes, that would be really cool. I would love that for all factories everywhere and all industries everywhere. But
workers of the world unite.
yeah, I'm all for that. But that is unfortunately not something that I personally can directly control
Yeah.
this time. But if I could, I would.
So yeah, it's not quite the same as I know like some people brought up like Hassan gets like his t-shirts and stuff made by like a union outfit here in the States, but like it's not, making a t-shirt is a very different thing than making a bra.
Yeah.
And like I also really wanted us to get a union made option, and it's just there's not that many places that do it, and the places that do it are not.
We didn't find none of the options that made lingerie that we found were unionized.
Yeah, sadly.
There are some factories that are unionized, but not that make this type of product. And we can't just like make a bra in a t-shirt factory because they don't have the machine. They don't have, you know, people who know the skill set, because it is closer to making like a shoe than it is to making a t-shirt. It is a very specialized garment that needs special machines, special techniques, and really experienced technicians.
Yeah, t-shirts are so much simpler than bras. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like an opportunity for a worker co-op. True, but that would also require like government action, and let's be real here, China's government is not going to do that, sadly.
But also, like, neither is ours. So.
No.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka is also having its own issues.
Yeah.
And we wanted to produce there, but their factories require literally minimum orders of the size of like 100,000 garments, which we don't have the money to do that.
Well, that's also like we don't have the information to do that. Like,
yeah,
I want to know like what sizes do people need. I want to like get 6X in our collection. Like we don't need 100,000 garments.
Yeah. It wouldn't require government action if you did labor in the U.S. There's literally no place in the U.S. that does this.
Yeah, there's not a place for us to make it.
There is not a unionized bra making factory in the United States. I don't even know if there's like a bra factory in the United States.
No, you have to. There's a couple that like have their own brand, and like they produce their own brand only. But in terms of ones where you can send your things for production, you end up having to like go with a sample room.
Yeah.
That is going to kind of essentially do what I did of just like happy hands at home macaroni crafting that on like a regular machine, which means that their maximum output is very low.
Yeah. Do you need factory level scale of output? Yes. Have you ever sat down to try and make a bra by hand? I would encourage you to try and do that. It is a time-consuming process, to say the least, to make one. What we're looking to do is to be able to make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, hopefully more than that.
Order, but like it's nice to be able to do that in the future.
Yeah. I mean, there's like 1.3 million trans people in the United States. Our goal is to be able to provide a lingerie option to all of them.
And I cannot make 1.3 million bras. I'm too old for that. Like I was a seamstress when I was younger, and like I I do not have that in me. Like, I cannot drink that many energy drinks anymore. I cannot pull that many all-nighters.
Ooh,
I am past that point in my life.
a good question is like price. Like when it comes to price, what are we looking for like panties, bralette?
Well, we will do our final pricing when we find out about these tariffs.
Yeah, the tariffs have made it hard.
But we're hoping to stay in that kind of like mid-price range of like 36 to 40 for panties and like 78, 80 for bras.
Which sounds like a lot, but higher end bras can easily run 100 plus, 200 plus.
Which is like, that is generally about the mid-level fancy price point. Like, can you get cheaper garments? Yes, but can you get cheaper garments that are using good quality and are like...
Yeah.
Okay. And are also like meeting the minimum order quantity that we have. If you're making in a really large factory and you're making like 100,000 bras, maybe you can make them for those super cheap price points, but not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
scale.
Yeah, if you're ordering like 100,000 units from a factory and are able to produce at scale, you can make it a lot cheaper, but we are not able to do that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Probably. Let's see. Oh, I'm a trans woman. This is so necessary. I'd love to have beautiful affirming lingerie, but STES, I'm not sure, with nice boy shirts are impossible to find. Can't wear thong types.
Probably sets with.
Oh, sets. Sorry. Can't wear thong types. Tucking underwear aren't attractive. It's all really gross looking and impractical. And conventional women's lingerie often doesn't work for us. Yeah, exactly. That's the entire issue here is that like we want to be able to produce this product for folks who need it. And there are a lot of folks who need it. Yeah, like also again, you have made bras by hand. How long would it take you to make a bra by hand? One bra.
Like with my home machines?
Yeah.
Because they are all made by hand.
Yeah.
Like people who work in bra factories have access to better machines, but like there are still humans making them, which is why they're still expensive. Like it requires human labor and they are expensive. They're more specialized product. They take longer to make. They're going to cost more. But me making one by hand takes like 12 hours.
12 hours if you were just working on it?
Yeah, like, you know, I just like drink an energy drink. I don't pee.
Yeah. So like if you're working on one bra, so 12 hours, if you were to make 100 of those, that's 1,200 hours to make 100 of those, right?
Also, like there are seamstresses who are faster than me. Like,
Yeah.
I have not been doing this for my job for a long time. So.
Let's see. Not bad for a high-end bra. I mean, that's kind of what we're aiming for. Yeah, and like it is a specialized skill. So if you make like it's one of those things where like do you want to pay like $300 for a bra? Because that's what handmade costs. And that puts it out of the reach of a lot of people when there are factories where they can make that in like what, 10 minutes?
No, not that fast.
How fast does a factory make it?
I don't know. I could contact them and ask.
I'd be curious.
Yeah. But like with, like for instance, the boning channels with the machines they have at the factory and that we had at like the FIT sewing room, but I, an individual person, cannot afford to get these machines. There's a machine where you set this top piece of the boning facing in, like just the whole roll of it, and the bottom piece in, the whole roll of it, and you just thread those in, and you run the lace right through, and you just do like the lace right through. It sandwiches it, sews top and bottom perfectly together because the machine aligns it for you. I don't have access to that, so for all of these, I have to like fold under, press, pin, align, because my home machine is not, and even like an industrial, non-specialized bra machine is not able to place and align these for you. So like you need a special like channel machine to do boning, underwires, things like that.
How did you guys settle on the name Immogene Olivia?
We really liked that name as a person's name and thought if we ever had a daughter, we would name her that. And we don't have a daughter, so we just named our brand that.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty and we liked it.
Yeah. Salmon Moose says, have some of the machine companies cornered the market on those machines so they can't be made cheaper?
I haven't found them cheaper, but I also like, I just figured out bra manufacturing. I'm not trying to figure out machine manufacturing. But if you know of one, then let me know, because I would love one of those.
And also, like, we looked at how much it would cost for you to get a machine. Like one of those specialized machines that's like, you know, from the 1960s or so that's been used is still like $30,000.
Yep.
And that's just one specialized machine. That's not all of them combined. Simric, not Elaine. Let's see. There's someone you should look at. They don't specifically market for trans, but they're also inclusive with their marketing. It's beautiful and all kind of custom made to order. They use guys wearing it in their media. Malice Lingerie. I have no connection. Yeah, we'll take it out. We'll check it out. Not take it out.
We're not going to take it out. We have no issues with them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, guys, when we say, like when we're talking about a factory that makes bras, we're talking about, like, $1 billion factory. We're talking about a factory that is...
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea there.
But it's like it is like a factory that, like, none of us have remotely the capital of getting together, you know?
If I did, that would be cool. Like, if I could buy all these machines and create a unionized factory, I would. But, like, I do not have the capital for that.
What we do have the capital for is a person who is well known for being tough on these factories, going undercover and checking it out for us.
I have seen them. Their stuff's cute.
Oh, their stuff is cute.
Right? It's kind of like Bordel.
Yeah.
But I already followed them. I
Cool.
like them a lot.
Yes. Good recommendation, Miss Machine.
Yes, I follow them. I like them. A little bit of a different aesthetic, but I do really like their stuff.
Well, and Miss Machine, we have a manufacturer already. It's we've already figured that part out. Let's see. I've been looking at a knifing machine, and that's $1,000 before anything added to it. Yeah, or a knitting machine. Sorry. Let's see.
Knitting machines are really fun, though.
Do we have any other questions here?
And I've done the custom high-end market adventure when I was younger, and it's just I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, and ever after, one of the things we were talking about earlier is, like, there is a certain amount of transparency that you can have, and we want to have the maximum amount of it, right? But the issue is there are certain things we don't know and aren't going to be able to find out, you know? And that's true of, like, almost any of the clothing you wear. Like, for example, where did the materials come from? Where were the fields where the cotton was grown? And that's one of the dirty secrets of like all the manufacturing that goes on. We don't know, where did the cotton in your socks come from? Where like at a certain point, we're doing the best we can with the people we work with, and if we find out that any of them are, absolutely are doing this stuff, like we will stop working with them. So that's what we can promise you.
Yes.
We have no desire or interest in working with folks that need Foxconn nets or anything with their manufacturing.
No.
Yeah, the most we have is access to the factory. Simric, thank you for the $50 super chat. That is very kind of you.
Another line of business you may want to consider if the lingerie goes well, is cute workout clothes for trans femmes. My wife has some trans femme clients who have a hard time finding cute workout clothes.
That is a good idea.
Recommending your company to them.
We would need another person because I do not have a degree
in athleisure.
Well, I guess this
athletic
is more
wear.
than, yeah, I did not. I specifically have a 4-year degree in foundation garments. I feel like we'd want another expert for athletic wear because it is a specialized market. Like it's not a thing that I'm an expert in.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we would really like that, I think.
Yeah. But I do know some people who do athletic wear, so that would be something where maybe we would like collaborate with another brand to create in the future.
Yeah.
But currently we're going to focus on lingerie because that's my lane, so that's what I know.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, Simric. A lot of people don't know that, like, the people who design your clothing needed to learn how to do that. Like, it's not just like a template where you get like a degree in clothing in general.
Nope, you have to specialize in different types of garments because if you're making jackets or shoes or handbags or bras or evening gowns or children's wear, those are all going to have very different skill sets.
Yeah. So like Clarice, expert on undergarments, lingerie, but that's a different field from like athletic clothing. It's a different field from like more casual outerwear,
Yeah.
Yeah. On here because I'm celebrating booking surgery. Congratulations, Miss Machine. That's really hard in the UK. If you ever want to do a survey stuff or questions or whatever, happy to help. Yeah, that would very much ImmogeneOlivia.com if you guys want to sign up for the newsletter. And I'm sure we'll be sending out surveys and stuff.
We will.
Let's see.
And yes, I would like to visit the factory in China myself. We are working with a liaison who's visiting it for me, but I would really love to, after we do a few seasons and can afford to do things like buy plane tickets, eat foods, then yeah, that is definitely something I'd like to do. Because also, I've been working with them and communicating with them every day, and it'd be nice to just like go meet my
them.
coworkers. Beating high-end evening gowns would be a really fun job. And someone asked if they can wear the underwear if they can't tuck, and yes, it is not tucking underwear.
Yeah, this underwear is not designed for you to
hold it
tuck.
up, you're better at this. That's the side. Maybe
Yes.
you're not better at this. So it is roomy. It is not for tucking.
Yeah, and as somebody who's worn it, I can tell you it is not designed to tuck. You can, of course, tuck if you wanted to, but it is not.
You would need another component to tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the underwear is not gonna.
It's not gonna help you in that endeavor.
No.
What if you invent a bra like Venom movie? I don't know what that means. Like a symbiote? That'd be cool, I guess.
They did not go over that in my design program, but that would be cool.
Yeah, I think you'd need some like xenosciences under your belt. Let's see. Other questions you guys have? Why hide her at that point anyway? It won't stay on for too long. That's the point. We want it to look cute enough.
But also to be comfortable enough that you can like put it on in the morning before you go to work, put it on before you go on a date, and you feel cute and physically comfortable the whole time.
Yeah.
Because you have often had to choose between those two.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great to have to choose between whether or not you are going to look cute at the end of the day or if you can make it through the day.
And then by the end of the day, you're like, I'm in so much pain that now I don't really want to.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, how did your passion for garment making begin? That's a great question.
God, I don't know. I think it just always existed. Like as a child, I was, making garments for dolls, making garments for myself, making paper dolls. I just loved garments. That was my special interest my whole life. And as I got older, I just, practiced making things and made myself douchey little outfits to wear to high school, like taking clear vinyl and making mini skirts and leg warmers, and eventually started making not very good underwear on my own and learned how to make much better underwear at school.
Banana Brains, of course it's okay if you share the link to the site in various trans-inclusive communities. Absolutely A-okay.
Yes, that would be lovely, thank you.
Will your site have a message section? There is an email on the site, hello@Immogene Olivia, which I can just
Yep.
paste
And that just
here.
goes to me, so I'll read your message.
Yep. So if any of you want to email those sizing or what have you, there you go. As an ADHD girly, I yearn for a special interest that will stick. Yeah.
This one, we were just filling out forms about this. This one has been my special interest like my entire life.
Amber Brains has a good question about apex measurements.
Yes, that is exactly why I want apex measurements. To help know kind of the distance, to figure out placement, especially as we're moving forward in other seasons where we might have underwire. This first one, we did a bralette. So there is some side boning to kind of help shift everything towards the center, but there's a little more accommodation for like breast placement in this than there would be in an underwire. But that apex is going to be really important for making sure underwire bras are fitting right and that they're not too close and kind of cutting into that side tissue.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we were going back and forth for a while. Sorry about knocking the mic. We were going back and forth for a while about whether or not to do an underwire first or a bralette first. And I think this bralette turned out really good.
It's really supportive.
Yeah, surprisingly so.
A bra, if you want to give me both measurements, I would love to have with and without a bra measurements. That would be the most helpful.
Ooh, any cool ideas for marketing in the future? Also, I wish you both the best in this journey. Thank you for sharing and being so wonderful. Thank you, Brianna Arabia. Appreciate it. For marketing in the future, I know one of the things we want to do is like reach out to different like trans content creators in like both more mainstream facing and also like spicier facing creators.
Spicy creators spend a lot of time in their underwear and they should get to look cute.
Exactly. And I know you floated an idea about getting our lingerie in like Hollywood costuming.
Oh no, I just know somebody who does that. And
Yeah.
so we'll
I think that'd be neat.
reach out to for some time. But yeah, that would be neat. But I think yes, I'm seeing more people have that. That apex issue is common for a lot of people.
Yep.
So it's also really common, like when you're kind of earlier on in breast development. Like now, these are sitting here, but like when I started puberty, like they were over here and like kind of like shifted over the decades. But yeah, a lot of times as you're earlier on in breast development, like there is going to be a little more spacing and making sure that our bras are accommodating that spacing because that can be harder for fit.
Damn, I might have to hit up some of my trans burlesque dancers because that boob gap seems to be a common issue. Yeah. Oh, how are you planning on naming the styles you'll have available?
Oh gosh, we haven't named them. I mean, I named them like back end, like CF001. You know, like
Yeah, I don't think that'll catch on.
No, but I have my numerical data names. But yeah, Jack's gonna help me name them.
yeah. I'm gonna be writing stuff on the website when we start updating that. It's a great question. Post-op, I will be much wider apart in breasts than a cis woman, so that's a consideration too. Yes.
Yep, the wider apart we are definitely taking into consideration because that's very common for a lot of women.
Any sexy onesie ideas? Ooh.
I mean, we have a lot of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So
we do have a lot of ideas.
You look really cute in a bodysuit, and you love a bodysuit.
I do love a bodysuit.
Like now that we have like well-fitting top and bottom, that is definitely in our future plans.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of ideas for different things coming up, but like what's really going to shape the order in which we do them is going to be like your feedback, how people, like what people want to see. Like, you know, we want people to be kind of on like our mailing list or in our system so that we can like ask you guys, hey, what color do you want to see? What like design do you want to see next? You know, give you guys those options.
And also like as we get more measurements from like our actual customers, like we have general data about people who exist, but do they want to buy our bras? So once we have more information on like how these bras are really fitting our customers, that will help be like, okay, so what height is everyone going to need if we want onesies? Which I would call a bodysuit, but onesie is more fun. We're not going to make a full onesie, but you know, like a bodysuit, kind of like starting to gather height data would be that next step. So I think once we kind of know who's actually buying our lingerie and what are they needing for sizing, we'll be able to keep going with more fun stuff.
Yeah.
There's no butt flapped style onesies. That is a thing that we will not be doing. Maybe like, you know, an overt like,
yeah, you know, come hither, come like, hither flap.
Yeah, no, not flap, no flaps, but like we would maybe have like an open back style.
Yeah,
but no flaps. Sorry, Archangel Jacob. There will be no butt flaps.
Oh, Miss Machine, it's over on riverboat.gg. Just there you go.
I'm going to put down on our to-do list to come up with names that aren't numerical because I only have numerical codes, and like we named the different ways things will fit, but it should have a name because soon there'll be more than one bra.
Crotchless options. I think that would be lovely.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Overt was a fancy term. Yes, crotchless. Sometime there will be crotchless options because they're fun. But butt flaps, what? No.
For those who feel that this topic is new and confusing, just know that this much care and attention doesn't go into cis women's underwear most of the time. This is so refreshing and affirming. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of companies just use the one fit model and then all of their other sizing flows from that.
And it's usually not even a median fit model. It's usually a small fit model, and then they just go bigger. So it's going to fit very well if you're a size small, and it's going to fit increasingly poorly as you move away from there. So we're trying to kind of find a median size to just grade a little bit each direction in a variety of spots along our sizing line.
Yeah. Naming a trans femme bunny line the Trixie would be a serial offense. I kind of like it now. I think like bunny girl could be like a whole thing. What? Why are you looking at me?
I'm just thinking of you in a certain white outfit you have. Already.
Yeah, you know, I think our version could be even better than that.
Yeah. Can confirm.
I need to wear that more often in front of you, I guess.
Costume. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited? I'm excited for you. Can't wait to give gifts or recommend to folks. Clarice is super excited.
I am excited.
I've been so proud of you. You're making it work. Just adding more fabric doesn't work exactly ever after. The manatee. The manatees. There we go. Nailed it. We can pack it up and go home. That's the winning idea.
Okay.
A million sold. When do pre-orders start? That's a good question.
I think we want to have like product in hand before we open up orders.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, like I want to physically have them, inspect them myself, and then allow people to buy them. Because then if any little issues are, I can fix them.
Yeah.
Which there shouldn't be, because we have someone doing quality control. But like, I don't know, things get lost in the mail. I'm very anxious about how things can go wrong. So I'm like, what if the plane goes down? Planes do be going down these days.
Yeah.
So yes, I think we will hopefully start like pre-orders in late May and hopefully like be fully launched sometime in June.
Yep. Plan is to launch during Pride, if we can swing it.
Yes.
Any plans to make uniform lingerie?
Well, it could be fun to do little accessories in the future, but not any current plans. Like I think some of the other things, like expanding our sizing to be able to go from like 2X where we are now to be up to 6X is like a priority. Having an enhancing fit is a priority. Then like I would love to have some of those other days like Packer compatible.
That's a big one.
So uniform lingerie is not something I'd be opposed to making, but it's not like immediately in the works.
Yeah, it's not going to be like what the brand does in the main.
Because also like you can just wear sexy lingerie with other items. Like Jack could put this with her already existing bunny ears, with her already existing thigh-high socks.
Yeah. It's like you've constructed this entire look in your head already.
Yeah. For no reason other than fashion design reasons.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Maybe this is a dumb question, but the sizes start at 2X, or are you planning to go 2X to 6X?
We are currently size small to size 2X. For sort of a size reference, Jack wears a large, so it will go up 2 sizes from Jack's size and 2 sizes down from Jack's size. We are looking for measurements, fit data, maybe some models to try on, some prototypes to go from 3, 4, 5, 6X and expand up to there.
This is going to sound so trivial as well, but height is a big issue for me. It might not sound like it should matter. No, it does. If you can include in your sizing data like height, and we'll probably send out an email maybe for people who have gotten on our site on our list.
Which when we were making this prototype, like the original one we made was like too low on your hips. Like you had the same height issue, so we brought it up like an inch to sit a little bit higher on the hips
and now it's so
have
cute.
a little more vertical room. So like this was sized specifically to go a little higher up as well as have that wider gusset.
Yep. Ooh, how about promo packaging like how makeup brands do? I'm unsure how logistics work, but that is something that'd be fun to do or beneficial.
I want to know what they mean. Like I do have some ideas about cute packaging, but I want to know specifically what promo packaging means to them, and if they have a delightful idea, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, what are your packaging ideas right now?
Well, I mean, we have to wrap it in tissue paper so it looks cute, like a little gift.
Yeah.
When you unwrap it, and I want to do fun packaging where it comes in a cute package. But some people have been asking also for discreet packaging.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we might have in the order form, like, do you want it fun or do you want it discreet?
Yeah.
And like we could just ship in like a USPS flat rate envelope or something. But I think it'd be fun for it to come in like a colorful mailer, like wrapped up in tissue paper, a little sticker on it, you know?
Yeah.
Cute.
And like you could still wrap it up cute inside of a discreet package.
It would be.
Yeah.
But
let's see. I might be cis and not particularly interested in lingerie in general, but I just want to say this is a very wholesome project. Trans folks deserve more fitting clothing. Yeah, and like, you know, I think there are some cis people who would appreciate a wider gusset.
I would.
In their underwear. But again, yeah, it's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. It's for the people who need it or just want it.
Yes, 40. If you wear 46, we are going to have your band size.
Yes. Have the moist.
Share your band size?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Like Jack wears a 44, so that's like our large. So we will be also going up from there. So 46 will definitely be within our first size run.
Yep. Let's see.
If you're going to be wearing the breastplate while you are wearing the lingerie, you should take those measurements with the breastplate on.
Yes.
Because then if that's the combination you'll be wearing.
Have the moisture wicking qualities of the fabrics been considered? No one wants to sweat in their sexies.
They are cotton and tensile lined, so yes, they are good for moisture areas.
And the bra, at the very least, I've worn the longest, and that was really comfy, not sweaty, very breathable.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, I think we will be doing that. Jack's going to be in charge of that because Jack, you know, as a internet person, knows more internet people.
That's true.
Yes.
But yeah, we are interested in like sending out little promos to folks who are interested. Is it fine if I name drop your channel when I share links around, or do you want to kind of keep yourself separate from the brand? I think it's fine if you name drop my channel. Right?
Yeah, I mean we're not very separate from each other.
No,
so I don't think you need. And like your butt's literally on the website.
Yeah, my butt is literally part of
we trademarked your butt.
Trademark for the company, so yeah, it's kind of inseparable.
I mean, we didn't trademark your butt, but we did have to show it in use in commerce on the website, which meant
my ass in use in commerce.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did have to send your ass. We also sent my ass, because that was in a thumbnail at that time too. So we sent both of our butts to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Indeed.
Go team.
But
yeah, definitely. I would recommend with this and with any garments that you're ordering online, doing your measurements first, because in some brands you'll be 2X, in some brands you'll be medium. There's not really a standardized alphabet size for brands. So, which is why we'll have a size chart, and we definitely recommend checking your measurements.
Let's see. Sending butts to a government body for a non-protest reason. Well, like, it was part of the trademarking process. We had to show that the website was in use and existed, and so we could trademark it.
Yeah, like, oh, we're using it for real.
Yep. Copyright your ass now. Last question for me tonight. Do you have some social media pages set up for the website, or is it just the website now? Nope. There is.
We don't have Twitter anymore. We deleted it.
Okay,
I need
good.
to get the icon off of there, but
Does it go to Blue Sky? No.
no. Why is it still there? I told it to delete. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but we have Blue Sky and we have Instagram. And for the elderly, there's a Facebook, but we haven't put anything there.
Here we go. Got a link. There you go. And an Insta? We got an Insta. That doesn't seem right. Just gonna double check that link. Works.
And yes, we can put somewhere that list of measurements. Maybe we'll put them on our social media.
Yeah.
We did a very awkward demo of that, but we can also
Yeah.
put that somewhere so nobody has to suffer through watching that ever again.
Indeed. Oh, my butt is all over that Instagram.
All over that Instagram.
All right. I'll link that here too.
So also, if you're just a fan of Jack's butt, that's on the Instagram too. It's a very good butt.
Thank you. Let's see.
I'm going to also write down to make that list of measurements for...
Honestly, that video was far better than the pictures ever were. Thank you. I'm glad we could help. It was awkward. Maybe we'll get it filmed from like a standing
we'll
position.
Like, put a
yeah
appropriately heighted camera and make that again.
Going into business is tough, so we'll definitely aim to support it and agreed this is a wholesome business goal. Lingerie isn't always about sexy times. It's also a feel sexy time kind of thing. Exactly, Thistles Fries, you get it. You get the mission. Who came up with the logo / branding ideas? That's a good question from Goblin City Band. I think I sent you like a rough draft of IO for like the logo.
Yeah, but we didn't end up using that because we went with the whole name.
Well, but I mean for like the branding.
Yeah, you put the I inside of the O, but you picked the font.
Yes, I did pick the font.
But I put them next to each other because it looked too much like a butt the way you made it.
I thought that was a plus.
It was a plus, but you couldn't really read it.
And Clarice did a lot of the art and has done a lot of like the branding art and work.
Yeah.
And like as far as like the thought process goes, we just wanted like flowers, we wanted feminine, we wanted like high quality, to kind of message what a lot of trans femme undergarments have not been.
Yeah.
Now you might not be thinking about outside the US and right now, but I volunteer for and run trans support groups in the UK. So when you're ready to get the word out, feel free to reach out. Yeah, I think we're going to be aiming at being able to ship.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend a lot on, shipping and like whether people want to pay shipping to have things go to the UK. But like I'm certainly willing to ship a package to the UK or to Australia, salmon moose, but it's just, it is more to ship outside of the US, especially these days. But But yeah, we're certainly willing to ship anywhere. And salmon mousse, that may help.
May help indeed. Do we have any other questions? I've been enjoying taking questions. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? Like other topics we haven't gotten to yet?
I don't think so. Talking is not. I sit behind the sewing machine or like
Put together a meticulously crafted presentation.
Yeah, I'm not a talking person. I'm a sewing and drawing person. So, yes.
Could you use Jack's emoji on the website or do animated Jack on the website?
That one with that emoji.
What?
You know what emoji? The like Jack creature.
No.
I don't think we're going to use that on the website.
No, I don't think so. I don't know that we're going to use any like the website.
This one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, thank you. So that I didn't just look like I was making up weird things.
Yeah, no.
You've redeemed yourself.
It's gonna be separate from my streaming stuff outside of just like talking about it from time to time and like maybe having you on to talk about interesting new developments, because this is kind of like the stream is my baby. This is kind of your baby. And I'm just helping.
And if you wear 42 triple D, you should be able to fit into it. I wear a triple D/E as well, and I'm fitting into one now. So I have a different band size, so you might want to size up from the one I'm wearing, but it should fit. Like it's holding these in.
Yeah, this is I'm actually kind of really impressed by how versatile this first design turned out being. It was really, really great. You did a really good job.
Thanks.
You understand my literal pain. Yeah, I mean that was kind of the entire point was to cater to folks who have been ignored in like an undergarment that most people have to wear every day.
Yep. And the largest cup size we plan on accommodating is the largest cup size people are needing. So if you are finding that your current cup size is not within the range that we are having, like, please send us your measurements. Like, we want to expand our sizing. Like right now we're at a 2X and we want to go to 6X. Like we want to go way past where we currently are. And we want to make sure it's fitting larger bodies.
Yeah. And panties.
Yes.
We're making panties.
Oh, did we not say we're making panties?
Yep. Well,
oh, okay.
People are periodically coming in with just like, well, you're doing bras. What do you do panties? The reason we talk a lot more about the bras is because they're harder to make.
Yes, but there's also panties.
Panties.
And yes, the numbers that we were talking about with the different measurements will give the cup size. The cup size is just a way that they measure the difference in inches between that underbust and overbust measurement. So if I have both of those numbers, that's going to give me more data than just a cup size.
Yeah, and you can kind of see like the quality of the lace here. And like this is where the butt would be, my hand. So like you kind of see how it might show off a butt very well.
Isn't it pretty lace?
It is so pretty. And yeah, this front panel, it's either going to be the comfort fit, which is what this one is. And you can tell just by feel, like this is super, super soft and comfortable.
But this one is the smoothing fit. So you can see there's a little bit more tightness. So there's going to be some light compression, but it's not going to be like a tucking panty.
Yeah, that one also has a bit more shine to it because it's a different material.
Yeah.
But both are very comfy on the skin. One just kind of has a bit more restriction, pushes back a little bit on your bits.
This one has like zero restriction.
Yeah, it's very light and airy. The butt would be in Jack's hand. Got it. Yep, you nailed it.
And we will do thongs sometimes, but probably not like butt floss, like G-strings. We'll do a thong that's a little more flattering than that.
Is the size fitting data you need only from trans ladies, or would cis lady butts and boobs help? That's a good question.
If you want to send me your measurement and you also are between those size ranges, especially, you can just maybe specify that you are a cis lady so I can have those two data sets separate. There's good, I like math.
Yeah, the more data we have, the better.
Yes. So the more data, the better, but just specify that because primarily I'm gathering data on trans women's fit needs, but I'm also very happy to have even more data.
Yes. All the data. Would assigned male at birth NB measurements help?
Would you like to wear lingerie? In that case, yes, please.
Yep. It's not just for trans women, it is for trans femmes, or even just like people who just want to be like cute in lingerie. Like you can be cis, you can be all flavors of trans.
Like I am wearing the bralette right now.
Yep.
Totally fine. Also, I've been wearing these cuts around and they're really comfortable because they don't do that thing where you're like, it's just sort of front wedgie. No front wedgie.
Scrunched up.
I don't really know how to say this without sounding really, really
crass.
No front wedgie, but fits really comfortably. So that is, it's not only for trans femmes, but that is our core demographic. So everything we're making is going to be centered around being able to fit trans femmes. We're not going to make anything that doesn't fit comfortably.
Can I send people the link to submit their measurements for additional data? I mean, that link is just your email.
Yeah, you can give them that email,
which is just on the website, Immogene Olivia.
Just hello at Immogene Olivia.
Yep, hello at Immogene Olivia. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the website, it's right here. Also, it says we have a Twitter. We'll be taking care of that.
Yeah.
We have a blue sky now.
It should also work for intersex people.
Yeah.
If you're smaller than our size small or larger than our size 2X, then may need to wait for some expanded sizing, but definitely like designed to accommodate, any kind of bits.
Yeah, think of it as a non-judgmental panty.
Yes.
Adding brief explainers of how your designs are typically comfortable and or advantageous for us in the product description. We can do that.
Yeah, I want to do like a picture of the garment and then like a little like dot. You can pop a little thing pops
little
out.
Info bubbles.
But I'll need
Yeah.
I'll talk to Sam on this.
How should I encourage people to submit their measurements if they feel comfortable without coming off as creepy or anything? I mean,
we'll probably also put something up on like our Instagram and our Blue Sky maybe early next week.
Yeah.
We've got a lot happening this week.
We'll also send out an email to the folks who've already signed up.
We'll put something up there and then you can send them that link that will be like, hey, please send us these. And then they'll be like, okay, here's a good intro. I'm not just...
You could even create like a Google form to go through where like it explains, here's how you get this measurement and like walks you through it.
We'll make that video a little better.
Yeah. And like in this day and age, like it's people are scared. If they're trans across this country, they're scared, and like, I think what makes people feel a little bit braver is feeling cute in their underwear. Just like a little bit. At the very least, we can, we are limited in our skill sets.
Yeah,
but
my skill set is just panties.
But
we with the best again.
We're doing the best we can for folks.
Oh no.
You can read the lips.
Yes. Okay. Good. And Punky Gal, this design specifically should be able to fit and be really comfortable because it's not going to have that separating function of
Something
the
I've been
underwire.
meaning to ask since
So
I
it's
missed
going
the
to be able to
beginning.
like fit
Which one of
smoothly
you
while
is
still
Immogene
having
and
side
which is
support
Olivia?
and lift.
Paladin Lost, thank you for the $5 dono. Which one of you is Immogene and which of you is Olivia? I don't know. We haven't had this conversation, and I feel like we should have seen it coming.
We should have. Which one do you want to be? I feel like
I'm Immogene.
As the Scandinavian.
Yeah.
And I'd be no, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
No, that checks out.
That was pretty easy.
Okay.
Yes.
That's going to become like the internet lore of how we actually named it. Which is the Zoe and which is the Zelda? I don't know. I don't know what reference you're going for. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you tell us the reference, we will give you an answer. But we may need like visual.
I knew a redhead named Olivia. I mean, it's possible. We're not saying it's impossible.
I'm not saying that redheads can't be named Olivia.
So curious about the colors these are going to come in. Sexy clothes tend to only be in black or red,
So,
maybe white.
Curious about the colors these are going to come in.
Oh, wait,
Sexy cloths tend to only be in black or red or maybe white. I want more colors.
There will be more colors. Black is first because it's my personal favorite. But there will definitely be more colors. We really like colors. We've been looking at swatches for like a Schiaparelli shocking pink. We've been looking at like a rosé color. We're looking at an emerald. So we've been looking at a lot of color options.
I really want like a dark green.
That's the emerald.
Yeah, exactly.
So like that will be happening but we don't know in what exact order, but there will definitely be lots of colors. Probably not a lot of like bright red or bright white, since white tends to not sell really well outside of like a bridal market.
It's true.
And I still like a little ecru in there.
Yeah, maybe like some fun purple ones.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of colors over the long time that we hope to be making these.
Also, Tipster, thank you for joining us. Welcome, folks. We're talking about trans-inclusive lingerie. Sorry, not trans-inclusive, trans-femme lingerie. Gender euphoric lingerie, even.
Thank you for correcting that.
You're welcome. Isn't there a magic effect that the bright red masks really well under white clothes?
I also saw that video.
I have no idea what this is.
But for some people's skin tones, bright red can mask well under white clothes. I have not found that to be the case personally, but maybe my white clothes were just a little too slutty. Might have been a little too see-through.
Let's see. Is my hair a natural red? No. I mean, it does have red in it naturally, but this is like the undertone of my hair that I made into the overtone.
And turquoise and teal type colors are some of my favorite colors. So as we have different designs and, different seasons, like we are going to continue having many things of options in black and pink, but colors are so fun. We're definitely going to have lots of colors. And teal will be one.
And sorry, you're blue. You are correct. Most lingerie is either designed by men or stick figure women. Maybe not designed, but the designs are then chosen by that group. You've described this group to me before.
But no, because, okay, think about all my friends.
Yep. Well, I'm not, what you're thinking of, like the people who actually do the designing.
Correct.
But I think what they're talking about is the people who are choosing the designs that work above them, that run those industries.
So the people who own the larger brands, and this is not true for smaller brands necessarily, but the very large ones you're going to find in a mall, that you're going to find in, you know, mass market retailers, those tend to be kind of dependent on the approval of stockholders and CEOs and sales numbers to what they can make, which can be very limiting for the designers. But not, there's a lot of great small brands that are, you know, more inclusive in who designs them.
Will bra and underwear be sold individually and or in sets? That's a great question.
Yes, you can buy them individually or you can buy them as a set. But they will be, like, they do coordinate. Like, they are using the same lace so that they will be able to match, but you certainly don't have to buy them together.
Thought of another question. Do you have a warehouse to store the items?
Nope.
Nope.
Just gonna be boxes in
our house.
Yep. Just gonna be nothing but my hung dry lingerie and boxes of lingerie. So yep. If I can find room to store all this underwear, you can find room to hang your bras to dry.
Oh, you're gonna die on that hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are not a big company, and it's not.
It's just us.
It's literally just Clarice, and then I help out sometimes. That's how big this company is, guys. And we work with the factory, but like the people we work with, there's probably like 3 people we work with directly. Yeah. Two. Yeah. So it's you full time.
Yeah, and then like we have like manufacturing partners and contacts, but like they are, like, we are their client. They are not.
Yeah, we pay for their services.
Yeah, like we have like a client partnership relationship. They're not like in the basement with me.
No. So it's all like this is about as good as we can make it with where our budget is.
I also have a plaid shirt over there because I thought plaid with lace would look really cute, and I was going to wear it over the bralette. So I do agree with you. The plaid and lace is cute. Also, you're wearing plaid.
I am.
That's cute.
Will you have... Oh,
go ahead. You can read it.
Will you also have a nude line from beige to dark brown?
We don't have it immediately, but whenever we do any nudes, having like a line from beige to dark brown would definitely be how we will do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, we're probably gonna have an emerald green before we have nudes.
Yeah, probably. We're gonna focus on fun colors first before nudes. I know some people were asking about like kind of like butch, like feminine butch lingerie. Do you know what I mean by that when I say that? Like,
I know what both these words mean. I don't know their vision.
Okay, when I hear that, I think of like boy shorts and that are like floral or kind of lacy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or the enhanced fit.
Yes, like the enhanced fit, or which will also be, you know, Packer compatible in the future. We want to add. I think it would be really fun to be able to have like a lacy, pretty binder option.
You know what also could be really fun? Since we were talking about like bodysuits earlier, like a bodysuit, kind of a lacy, flowery bodysuit that goes down into kind of boy shorts, almost more of a romper kind of look. Do you see my vision?
Mm-hmm. Is it like a vintage like silk romper, or is it like a stretchy romper?
I was thinking kind of like a mesh with like floral designs incorporated into it.
Okay, tell me more later and I'll draw it out.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, just kind of like some kind of like butch light, like for the butches who want to have lingerie that's still cute.
Well, sometimes I don't want these things because I want my shirts to fit me nicely, and so like I don't want an ugly binder.
Yeah.
So like for me personally, I
think that'd be
I
great.
would like a lacy binder.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be something that if other people want it too, then we would sell. Otherwise, I'll wear mine all by my onesie.
What type of corporation is Immogene, Olivia?
An LLC.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Let's see. We got any other questions? We
said most of them.
We winding down. All right. Well, folks, this has been our official Q&A about where we're at, what we're doing. If you guys want to submit sizing, again, hello@ImmogeneOlivia.com.
Butch Light, beer for the truly masculine.
Thank you for the $5 dono, Paladin Lost. Hey, Thistles for Eyes.
For the Tata rappers and booty supports.
Thank you for the $20 dono, Thistles for Eyes. Appreciate it. I would love to have a lace/pretty binder, but it would also be cool to have the bodysuit have a binderish top too. That'd be cool. Yeah.
That could be cute.
We could work on that. Missed being here. How are you? I've been great, Kiona Shadow Dancer. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. And with that, we're always around. You guys can reach out to Immogene Olivia on Blue Sky or Instagram, because it's just Clarice. Like, that's, if you have questions, she will get to them. She will answer them. If you have sizing info, she can use that. If you have questions, like, feel free to reach out about the sizing or anything like that.
And then I can type your answers.
Yeah.
Not have to talk them with my face.
Yeah. The dream.
Yep.
And otherwise, thank you so much for making time to come on. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for you, so.
What?
It's time to be with you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. Are you doing politics after this?
Oh, I think I'm all tapped out today. I'm tired. Had a really bad health scare, so I was in the hospital for a while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kiona Shadow Dancer. I'm glad you're feeling better. This is such a great idea. Thank you, Amber Brains. I know that like international garment manufacturing is not as neat and clean as a lot of folks would want it to be. So I appreciate all of you just hearing this idea and like sticking around and seeing it through with us, because it's really exciting and we're doing the best we can. And when are we going to get an Immogene Olivia X Happy Science stream? I don't know if you're ever going to get that, but...
Well, did you wear the bralette while you watched Happy Science? Maybe they already did.
I don't remember if I was wearing the bralette for that.
I don't remember if you were either. I think you might have been. I think that might have been after, because we got the samples. We drank the margaritas. You brought the samples home. You wore the samples, and you did Happy Science. So you might have been wearing. You might have already done one.
Yeah, but maybe you'll want to come on and watch a Happy Science film with us sometime. It is some wacky shit.
I can do that, but I don't want to have to also do talking.
That's gonna be the hard part.
Yeah, like I will watch this.
You'll watch the stream.
Yeah, I'll sit and go, oh no, but I'm yeah.
That's okay.
I don't want to have to talk this much.
This was a lot. This was over 2 hours of us talking. Charlotte Widnar's Pet Cat Girl, thank you for the gifted tier 1 membership over on YouTube. Science Angel themed lingerie set when? I don't know what Science Angel is. All right, folks. I think with that, we're going to tap out. Bye. Thanks for being here, folks. Bye.
In a pleasant wooded valley lived a huntsman tall and able. He relied on skill and cunning for the food upon his table. He would walk the forest shadows with his little son in tow, teaching him the archer's art and all that he should know. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. In the valley there was freedom and a man was left to living, but as year gave way to year the ruling men grew less forgiving. On a day as black as death a governor to rule then came, turning landsmen into slaves, and Gessler was his name. In the center of the village Gessler set a lofty pillar, and he ordered every subject, be he serf or be he miller, to do homage to the hat that Gessler placed atop the pole, or to forfeit to the crown his life if not his soul. But the huntsman William Tell came into town the morning after. William heard of Gessler's order and could only roar with laughter. Honest men should hold a rank above a petty autocrat. I would never bow to him, I'll not bow to his hat. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Gessler's soldiers seized the huntsman and his little son for treason, but the people of the village cried for mercy and for reason. Gessler stays the execution, but a cruel test contrives. Prove to me your skill, and you may ransom back your lives. I have heard it said you have no peer with longbow and with arrow, that your shaft can find the quickest hare and fell the smallest sparrow. On the head of your young son I'll place an apple ripe and red. Split it with one shot, or at my word you both are dead. William Tell went to his son and said, I swear I will not hurt you. Courage will not bow to fear, nor shall this evil conquer virtue. Turn your face towards our home and stand as still as any tree. I will split the apple, we shall soon be home and free. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Every tongue was still and silent as the archer paced the distance. Gessler's soldiers lined the square and there was no hope of resistance. William knocked a single arrow, put his shoulders back and drew. Then the arrow sang and split the apple clean in two. All at once the crowd erupted into cheers and into chatter, and a second arrow fell from William's quiver with a clatter. Gessler said, "Why hold two arrows when I bid you shoot but one? That one would have found your heart if I had shot my son." "Take the archer now and hang him," Gessler to his men was crying. But before the soldiers moved, the archer and his son were flying. From the shelter of the wood, the hunter loosed a final dart. Gessler died with William's arrow buried in his heart. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow.